Welcome to the Nonno Giorgio and Rory Cooking Italian for Weight Loss channel. Today we're going to talk about everyone's favorite, pizza. Just look at how crispy the crust is, melted the cheese is, wonderful. Hi, welcome back to the Nonno Giorgio and Rory Cooking Italian for Weight Loss channel. Today we're doing another recipe that everybody likes. Pizza!
Yay!
What's more Italian than pizza? It was first started in Naples, and the story goes that the Queen came to visit and they asked one of the restaurant owners to make something special, and he made pizza, and it was the color of the flag. The white from the mozzarella cheese, the red from the tomato sauce, and the green from the basil. So today we're going to make pizza dough, and it has to sit for 18 hours. It's the same dough we used for our breads yesterday. And when it's done, we'll top it and we'll cook it and we'll show you how we do all that. So here we go.
Okay, so what George didn't tell you is that we are such pizza lovers that we're doing this at 10 o'clock tonight because it takes 18 hours, so we want to have pizza tomorrow for an early dinner, but it's fine. We just watched a wonderful movie called Made in Italy.
Made in Italy.
And it put us in just the right mood to do this. And so we are ready to go.
And they were eating pizza in the movie.
Yeah, that's right. So we're super inspired, and we hope you like George's recipe, and we'll show you how to make it. We'll start tonight and finish tomorrow.
This is a no-knead dough, so it's exactly the same as the bread. So we're going to do it, and we'll show you how you do it, and then we're going to let it sit. Okay, so the first thing we need is to have 3 cups of flour.
Okay. So now we're going to put 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And then we're going to put 1/2 teaspoon of yeast.
And we're just going to mix these dry ingredients so that the yeast gets all around and the salt gets around. Now we have 1.5 cups of warm water. And I'll put a little bit in to start. Now, this recipe, like we said when we did the bread, is very forgiving. If you find that it's too liquidy, just put a little bit more flour in. And if you find that it's too dry, put a little bit more water in. This is a very sticky dough, as we've said when we did the bread.
One of our friends, one time that they saw George make it, said it's very irregular. Did it taste good? And we were thinking about that, and what she was referring to is, the same as our bread. It doesn't necessarily come out perfectly round or perfectly square like Domino's or Pizza Hut or whatever. But it's a handmade pizza, and so you give it the best shape you can, but maybe it's not exactly round or square, but that adds to its charm, right?
Absolutely. and maybe it's Valentine's Day, or you're making pizza with somebody you love and you want to make a heart. Make a heart. Feel creative. You know, there's no rules here.
Yeah.
So you see I'm using my hands because good cooking, you really need to get your hands in, get that flour away from the bottom and the sides of the bowl.
I think this goes back to when we were little kids and we made mud pies. I don't know if kids make mud pies anymore because they only have play dates. They don't play outside, I guess, but...
Or they're on their phones. This is
Yeah.
a lot more fun than being on your phone. So we've got the dough in a ball. We're going to put saran wrap on it because otherwise the dough gets hard and crusty and you don't really want that.
Okay.
And then just leave it on, we're going to put it on the stove, but you can leave it on your counter, wherever. And, you know, it's 12 to 18 hours. What should happen is you should see little bubbles on the top of the dough, and it should about double. This bowl should not be full, but 3/4 to a little bit more full. And then it's ready. So we'll be back tomorrow and we'll make pizza.
It's like a living thing. It's alive.
It's alive. This is the Betty Crocker pizza maker. It fits, you know, a pizza in there and you close it. It cooks with a lot of steam, so you be careful when you open it after it's cooking because you could get burned. It doesn't have an on-off. You plug it in to turn it on, and we've got a little red light. When the green light comes on, we're ready. Our dough, after 18 hours, has more than doubled, and you can see the little bubbles or pock marks in there. It's almost filled the bowl. So now we're going to work the dough. Okay, so we've got our dough, and like we did for the bread, I'm going to put a little bit of flour on top of the dough and my hands, and I'm going to work it from the sides. You'll feel it loosening up, and then just let it drop out on a floured workspace, and then we're going to work some flour into it until it's not sticky, until the dough starts to move. So I like to just fold the corners. And then forming a rough ball, tucking down, trying to make it as smooth as we can. Now we're going to put the ball back in the bowl and cover it and let it sit. It can sit for 30-40 minutes up to an hour. If you want it to rise a little bit more, it's not going to quite double. And then we're ready to make our pizza. And this will make 3, so we'll cut it into 3. Okay, so the dough is risen a little bit. And we're going to take a little bit more flour to get it out of here so it doesn't stick. And put it out on there. It's smelling good. Oh, it feels much better. Starting to feel like dough.
Look how it's grown, my goodness. It's alive.
It's
It
alive.
keeps growing.
Okay, so what you want to do is kind of make a rectangle. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we're going to try to mark thirds because we're going to get 3 pizza doughs. So there's 1. There's another. 2 of these we're just going to roll into a nice bowl. Do you remember when we did the bread, the rolls, we kept taking around and folding underneath? You want to do the same thing here. So you make a nice tight top. And we're going to put that there. Take the next one. And you can feel, when you pick these up where you cut them, you can feel that they're still a little sticky inside. And that's just the consistency of this dough. So we're going to pull. See how it stretches the top? My fingers are going under, so you make this thing underneath. And we're going to put plastic over that. Those two we're not going to use tonight. We're going to take and freeze them. But if your freezer has wire racks, you know, with the holes between them, don't put them on the wire racks. I made that mistake. If you do, they're going to grow between the racks and out, and then they're going to freeze, and you won't get them out. You're going to have to take everything off the rack, take the rack out, run warm water on it to get the dough to soften, and then pull them out. So put 2 paper towels thick down, and then put your balls on top of that.
We are very hungry. It's
all right.
the weekend and we're having pizza.
So now you've got a ball. It's a round. It's the shape of a pizza. And now we're going to just flatten it out and flip it over. You'll see the bottom side is not as nice. Now I'm going to use a rolling pin. I'm not one of these guys that can take the pizza, shoot it up in the air, down between my legs, around my one finger, and not have a hole in it.
Well,
so,
you might get there. We're working on it.
I might get there. So you can roll these gently. Do it in all 4 directions. And what happens is you're going to notice as you roll it, the glutens are going to pull it back in. But eventually the glutens will break and the dough will not go back. You can make this as thin as you like your pizza. Always go in all directions. This method doesn't always produce a perfectly round pizza, and some of my followers don't like that. But that's okay. In Italy, I had a man make a pizza that was a heart. So, you know, imagine. This is like looking at the clouds. As you do it, you know, imagine what you're seeing.
Someone asked us if it tasted good because it was an uneven shape. I didn't quite connect how that worked, but it was okay.
Okay. Now, if you like defined crust, what I do is I roll the edges, and this is going to become the crust. If you don't like a lot of crust, then don't do this. Just leave it flat. So you're going to roll and pinch. I think it's kind of an oval now.
Okay.
Okay, that looks good. We're going to put this on our transfer plate and build the pizza. So we're now ready to get this ready to decorate it with our sauce and cheese and all that good stuff and put it in the Betty Crocker cooker. We've got a pizza board, it's a wooden board, and we've put cornmeal on it, but I call them ball bearings. Because what they really do is they allow the pizza to slide off easily without sticking when you're trying to put it in the pot. And then we have one of these contraptions to get under it and help get it off. So we're going to lift our pizza and put it on here. You can fix anything that doesn't look quite right. And now we've got all of our stuff. So we've got tomato sauce, we've got buffalo mozzarella, just like in Naples.
This is pecorino.
Pecorino Romano.
Mm-hmm.
and some garlic, some basil, and of course pepper.
Of course, pepper.
This is Nonno Giorgio. So now you don't need a lot of tomato sauce. People think that you have to put a lot of tomato sauce, and I think as Americans we end up putting way too much cheese.
Yeah, on everything, but I like that. I like that part of being American. I like everything about being American.
So you put your tomato sauce on, take a spoon, take the back of the spoon, and just spread it around. It's amazing. It looks like there's not enough, and then there's plenty.
Yeah.
And now we're going to put this wonderful buffalo mozzarella. And I got 4 pieces. So we're going to cut this later in quarters for each of them.
Yeah.
There we go. 4 pieces. And now, of course, we're going to take some cheese. The grated cheese. This is freshly grated cheese.
Wonderful.
And put what you like.
A piacere, say the Italians. That means at your pleasure. So however much cheese you like or don't like, you can put on there.
Now, the basil, this came right off our plant. If you rip basil and put it on, don't cut it, rip it. When you rip it, the oils come out, and the oils have the flavors.
It's so good. Fresh basil, I could put it on everything. All right.
Now we're going to put a little garlic because this is Nonno and Rory.
Garlic on everything.
And we're going to put a little fresh pepper.
On top.
Now, to show you how easy this is, we're going to check to make sure the Betty Crocker pizza oven is ready. The green light's on. And we're going to take this in your left hand if you're right-handed. So it's been 15 to 17 minutes. You look at them and see how the pizza looks. Use a pad when you open this. There's a lot of very, very hot steam in there. There's no off button, so I'm going to unplug it. Look at that pizza. And look how crispy it is. This pizza was so delicious. The buffalo mozzarella is creamy. Absolutely the best pizza. All right.
I hope you try this and you think of us kindly. Thank you for watching.
And for now, ciao and arrivederci.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye. We hope you have enjoyed our channel. If you have, please hit the subscribe button below and the bell next to it so you get notified of new videos when they come out.